Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. It is January 7th, and in the afternoon, 12:45 Dutch time, in a very snowed-in the Netherlands. So what better time to just go out and go flying again? And today we are continuing our journey from Sendai down the Japanese mainland. Now, it seems to be just above zero, so hopefully we don't get icing stuff anymore. And I planned again a mostly total VFR flight, all the way south towards Mount Fuji at Gatembo airport. The weirdness here is, and I think this is due to the Japanese thing that the private general aviation is not a big thing here, or even not allowed. I'm not sure, but there isn't a whole lot of VOR stuff. There is a lot of Tekken beacons, but of course Tekken beacons I can't read out in the Aerostar. So what we're gonna do? This is Sendai. Here we are, where we left off yesterday, and I have to see which runway to take. I'm guessing I'm taking 30. Never mind this wind here, it's always a bit lagging behind from reality on little nav map. We have the VOR just traced in, going towards the river. Take the river, take the one that's going to the right, and then we get into a split, so to say, and we just follow the valley down and down and down, pick up another river and down, and basically this is all built up area. You would almost say that it is completely grown into Tokyo. It seems that way. It is not, but it seems that way. This is, I don't know which town this is. Fukushima. Okay, Fukushima it is. From the power plants on the tsunami, but that's all the way here on the coast. So okay, so this is also Fukushima or Fukushima. I don't know how you say it. How to pronounce it, all the way down, just following basically the main road down the built-up area stuff. I thought about this lake, but it's a bit out of the way, and there's a lot of mountainous stuff around. If the clouds again are low, then I won't be able to see much. I should be able to do everything here on around 2,000 feet, so this should be okay. This is still Fukushima, see? Weird. Down. Now here's one of those Tekken. You can see it, 5-8 Yankee. I don't know how to tune that. Oh, there is a channel, 11215. Okay. Take one out. 11215. It's not in here. 11215. Okay. Could maybe use that. Then go down, all the way to Tokyo Bay. There's a lot of helicopter stuff here. I can't. Maybe I can do this. Where's the helicopter stuff? Can I turn this off? Heliports. Oh yeah, so much nicer. Taking this VOR at Narita, then going southwest in the canyon towards a lake here. This is Mount Fuji, and then we hop over here along the Fuji Speedway, the circuit, you can see it here, and then land here at Gatembo. My reasoning behind this is, if the visibility is bad, I can just go back to Narita and land here, or even at Natsuki. Because if this Tekken, yeah, this is also 11510. Okay, this could also be something to do. But okay, I'll leave it at Tokyo. It's fine. Okay, so that's the plan. This should be 1 hour and 15 minutes. I'm gonna look at this one again. 11215. Hoping it will work. If not, then it's just basically a southern route. over the built-up area stuff, because on the other side, both sides is mountainous stuff. It's green, it's not built-up area, it's higher stuff. And well, you wouldn't go to the west or the east here anyway. Basically head down to Tokyo Bay. So we're gonna do that. That's the plan. Let's get inside. I had the warmers up already. I've been roughly in for about half an hour, so that should be good. It's 7 degrees outside, or inside, because I've got the door open, which is rather nice compared to the -3 in the icing conditions we had earlier. Closing the door. Closed and locked. Engine heaters out. We indeed have nice warm oil. And let's see. Nav lights on. Beacon on. Set my levers correct. Okay. Fuel on. I had this off. I'm pretty sure I had this off. Why is it on? No matter. Fuel on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Throttle a bit back. And she's running. Back to 1000. Put in an alternator. And we'll do this one off. Do this one on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Off. Throttle a bit back. Start. And as soon as she catches, we add in the mixture. Bring the throttle back to 1000 RPM. And we're set. Headphones on. Let's turn on the heating. Fan on. Defroster on. Defroster full open. Heater full open. Cabin heat, cabin fan. Prop the ice. Not necessary now. I will turn on the pitot heater. Little inside lights. Instruments. All coming in. Put this one to standby. And I will update the engine monitor. Fine, hydraulics pressure is okay, amps is okay, gyro pressure vacuum is okay, and all the engine stuff is coming up. It helps that the oil is already warm, helps a lot. Okay, let's set up the frequencies. Let's set up the frequencies. Turning this one off. So where we are leaving from is 1163. We know that one. That's already set up. I'll keep that on the second one. The other one was 11215. And we should be nearing that on a course of 1904. So I'm gonna set it up already on 1904, just so we know. Best set this one correct. wait for it to slave up, but okay. Now my first heading is towards the river, so that's south, and then follow the river west. It's not completely south, so it's roughly 220. And we'll see from there. Okay, then we are basically set on navigation stuff. And we are ready to taxi. So I don't have a pushbacker here, so might as well do this. Not overrunning this little lady, but okay, the other stuff I will clip with my wing. Take it easy. Taking runway 30 again, the same runway you came in on. Oh, and I've forgotten my virtual airline client, so I'm gonna have to start it up when I'm at the runway. Runway 30, parking brake set. Let's set up my VA client. And done. Set up. Okay. Check the engines. 1500 RPM. Cycle the props 3 times. Good. Right magnetos. Left both. Left both. Again, a mighty distinction between the left and the right engine. And again, I'm gonna look at that. All green. All green. See on the left engine, the 6th cylinder, the back spark plug is smaller, so that gives less spark, so it's dirty, there's contamination on it. Now what I did yesterday, what I saw yesterday, the right end engine has a fine wire spark plug, the left end engine has a massive spark plug, so the massives are bigger, but they tend to foul up more. Close the throttle, no engine backfiring, back to 1000. So you can see the difference, I guess, I'm interpreting like that the difference between the massive and the fine wire spark plugs. So, cool. Okay, flaps 10. Landing lights on, taxi lights on, strobe lights on. To the cabin lights also. Parking brakes off. Alright, everything set. Power up. Full throttle. Tap the brakes, gear up. Feet, flaps up. Climb power 24 MP, 2400 throttles. Let's head out. Try to get out to the 2000 feet. Looks to be okay. Clouds are way higher. Temps outside just above the 0 line. Taxi and landing lights off. Interesting traffic. Throttle to 21. RPM to 2200. Level off. And lean it out to, let's say, 12 gallons an hour for every engine. There we go. Here we have the river. The river will split somewhere here. That's, I think, this split. Yeah. So I'm gonna choose the right hand split. So I'm gonna go that way. Ground speed is 170. Now behind that hump over there, in the built-up area, that's where I go left. Then we head south. This in for reference. So much easier to follow, even if manual flying, a green rectangle than a number between numbers. Press that lean finder. Engine's going wacko. Not doing anything. Not what I expect. Okay, keep it at 12. 12 has been the magic number on this trip anyway. 12 gallons an hour per engine. So we're gonna round this little hill here and then basically take a course of, well, southerly. Basically just following the canyon and the river, the valley and the river. It's not really a canyon, it's more like a valley. Altitude. Here we go. Put this in as general marker again. General heading. Can't really go wrong if I stay in this valley stuff for basically all the way to Tokyo. With some minor course deviations, of course, but should be good. Started the timer, I will also do so now. This is the timer that started when we turn to the south. Could have noted every time between waypoints to measure it, but well, I'm feeling confident. Now I know that on the course, like in the hill that we found earlier, there's another hill between all the build-up area. I think I see it over here, so I'm gonna steer for that. Power lines over here, although they seem to be ending into nowhere. That's how it looks. Or is that a tower over there? Not really see. Everything running smooth. Temperature just below or above zero. 41 in the cockpit, oh why not? It's a bit harsh, right? Pull in the fresh air. I expected by the end of the tour over Japan, when we go over to Taiwan, I'm guessing via Okinawa, I'm not sure yet, all this heating stuff won't be necessary. Took a quick peek at the real-time temperature maps. The inland to Japan is basically just around zero. As soon as you leave Japan, you're starting to go into the 5 to 10 degrees. Taiwan is already 20 degrees. By the time we reach the Philippines, it's above 20s. Yeah, we've got two little humps here. And from there we take the course of 200 again. There we go. Better than 40 degrees. That seems to be a little excessive for cabin warmth. Apologies, I keep yawning. I don't know what it is. Still got a week holiday, so I'm taking it slow. Bit of housekeeping, bit of easy flying, taking naps, stuff like that. It's a really lazy holiday at the moment. But still, doesn't seem like I'm really resting up. So when I'm yawning, it's not about not having fun or being bored, it's because I like this type of flying. Turning 200. Visibility is plenty underneath. Overcast is low, but visibility is good. I've still got a signal on the outbound station. Oh, you turn it off accidentally, then the timer goes wrong. Okay. That's a pity. Then the timer now has no use anymore. Let's see if that station at 11215 comes up. The Tekken station. Now I know I'm following some kind of a main road, but I get the impression there's a lot of main roads coming in and out of this area. As mentioned in earlier flights, roads can be nice for navigation if there's not too many roads and the road that you're following is big enough to be noticeable. Water is still the best, but well, there's rivers plenty here, coming down the mountains and flowing into main rivers. I think over there's one. You see that little sliver over here. Water is nice because it has shapes and because it reflects light. So depending on your orientation, water can be very visible or a little less visible, but basically always visible. There's a little lake or also part of a river here. Let's take a sneak peek. Yeah, it's also a river. Lots of river stuff here. Trouble here is there's so many, you don't know what you're following. This looks like a little lake. It's not on the nav map, but it's a little lake. Following my course, and I don't see a lot of deviation going left or right. It seems to be slightly to the right, so wind coming from the left. No, wind coming from the right seems to be slightly to the left. Only a little. Looking at that little hill in front. It seems to be edging towards the right, meaning I'm being pushed to the left by the wind. But it's almost not there, it's almost negligible. I have no clue on the wind. Southerly, I know that, so I am against the wind. So it could be well on the nose. There's the river again. Gloomy, cloudy. There's blue stuff above. But it's indeed a bit gloomy. I picked up more bugs over the Bering Strait than I do here at low altitude. Where they are flying off again. The plane is getting dirtier again. Landed a bit on the right hand side, so I'm gonna add to the 10 degrees on this one for reference and follow it. Everything in the green, all looks okay. .25 in cabin, so taking a big back. I have no clue on Japanese landscape. I know about the mountains and the trees and stuff and all the built-up stuff. You get visions of cities like Tokyo. You mean high skyscrapers, lots of building into altitude. And towns like this, I'm like, okay. Fairly large town or city. This must be Fukushima. Fukushima or Fukushima. However you pronounce it. Over there behind the mountains is the coast where the nuclear power plant lies. Oh, my altimeter just popped up. So apparently there's a weather update or something. I was thinking about the icing yesterday suddenly disappearing. Must be some kind of a sync moment on weather that resets it or something. I don't know. There's no clear explanation on the A2A forums. I asked there. Again, it starts to snow here outside in the Netherlands. I'm basically doing now, I'm following my course, of course. I know I should remain relatively close to the mountainous stuff on the right. And in the meantime, on visuals, I'm just aiming at something in the middle. Of my view screen. And whenever I pass that, then I pick a new point on my view screen, which I steer towards. It's not more difficult than that. There's a little hill there. Yeah, so this is that outcropping that I can go either over or a bit around. I'm gonna choose for around because I don't want to go higher to come into clouds and maybe even lower temperatures again. I'm at 0 at the moment, 0 temperature OUT, outside air temperature. The moment I get into clouds and freezing conditions, I have that icing issue again. So let's not do that. Basically weird that you have all these flattened out spaces between paths coming from the mountains. You'd say like this little stream, that this stream has carved out this little valley in thousands of years with floods and glaciers melting and stuff like that. Now it's being built upon. Agriculture, buildings, residences. Now I know that if I waylay to the right, to the left, I should pick up the major road again. I think this is it. So I'm gonna follow that now. I see turning alongside that hill. I'm not gonna follow that completely because it peeps out on the other side again, there on the left. So I'm gonna loosely follow it, because that will take me to a built up area again, where I can again take my course. And hopefully also get some range on that TACAN station. If it doesn't matter, because we're still on VFR, we're still doing okay. I know where we are approximately. So here's the road again, coming out from over this, around this bend. There's the built up area. So for navigational sake, I'm gonna go over it. shutdown. And here I can go back to that course. I could follow the road which goes along the side there of the mountains and then comes back, but I can just take the straight route heading 210 once again. Now if the TACAN does anything, then it should come in shortly. Oh. Well, speak of the devil. There it is. So indeed, it is receivable. Then I can punch in the other one at Narita. That's 117.4. Put it to south. When we get to it, then we'll see what happens. Get a straight course towards it. Does this do anything? No. So the TACAN behaves as a DME only. Only distance. Not direction. So it's nice that I've got it in there, but it doesn't really do anything except tell me how far away from it I am, regardless of on which course of the rows I am. Just following this course, and I know that the TACAN is based at an airfield. So if you find an airfield when the range is almost zero, let me know what's happening. Time to that station, if the range is correct, is 10 minutes. I'm gonna briefly turn on the autopilot for now. So I can let go of the wheel and just enjoy the scenery. And I'm gonna get me a quick drink. Should be good. No crazy stuff around. No mountains to smash into. I'll set this one to altitude. I'll be right back. Right, I'm back. Performing beautifully. The other one gets in range, Narita should show up on this one, and we can basically follow it down towards the coast, towards Tokyo Bay. Snow has mostly disappeared. Only on the right, on the mountains, we can see still some snow. We seem to be out of the major cold. Outside the air temperature is 0. No ice buildup. Nice. No ice is nice. Don't hear anything. I'm expecting to hear identification codes on those radio stations, but can't hear them. There's again a big river coming in. You can see how distinct it is. Water. You see the river coming out over there, and you see it going, it shimmers, so it's very distinctive in the countryside. You can see it go all the way to the horizon. Water is such a good measure for visual navigation. If I want to go purely visual on real world flying, water is my first choice, and I could even take a little detour for it, so let's say 10 kilometers out of my way to just follow it, or say, well, I have to keep the river, let's say, in viewing distance on my left hand side, something like that. Yeah, very good. Very good. Seems that we have some high-rise buildings coming up. Looks like from this altitude and attitude in any case. And I expect an airfield to pop up soon, because the station is located at an airfield. And from there we go south, roughly 1905, towards Tokyo and Tokyo Bay. Those aren't high rises, there's something else. Trees maybe? ominous clouds over there. So I hope we can get to Gatembo, Gatembo, whatever the name is, close to Mount Fuji. If not, then we'll just go back to Narita and land there. I'll have to divert my course for the VA, of course, or divert into another airfield. That's okay. Industrial stuff, small homes. It's very disorganized. It's more African than Japanese over here. Like I said, this is assumptions. I've never been to Japan. I have no clue, but from what I know from Japanese architecture and stuff, then it's all very arranged, symmetrical. What was that? I thought I heard the engine. No, everything's stable. Station should be 2 miles out. Ah, here's the airfield. Very good. Then I'll just put in the flight heading on 495. That should take us towards Tokyo. This doesn't need anything anymore. I can put it to ground speed. It will start to register again when we get away from the station. We're now too close to register. C104, that's not okay because we're flying along it instead of straight away or towards it. And we've got signal on Narita VR. One 905. Beautiful, isn't it? When a plan comes together. Okay, tuning level station 2. Time to station 18 minutes. Should be okay. I've only done a light refuel on the main tank. I think I can do that for every flight until we start crossing away from Japan. To go to the west. Our destination is named Gatembo, not Gatembo or something like that. Gatembo. I'm guessing from Gatembo I'm gonna try to get to Kobe to the west, and then from Kobe even more west to, I don't know, Hofu, Yamaguchi, Hiroshima. And then south again towards the point. Kanoya or something. Just looking at the map. And from Kanoya cross over towards Okinawa. say it, but Japan is a large country. It's so stretched out and it's almost banana shaped. So now we're basically going south until we get to the outside curve of the banana, and then there's a whole lot of range to cover to the west. And I could try via all the small islands, of course. Iwo Jima, Guam, Saipan, Tinian, but that's a whole lot of water to cover. Not the most inspirational flying. Possible with main tanks full, but not as fun as doing a bit of a detour via Okinawa, Taiwan, the Philippines, then Indonesia, and then head back southeast over Papua New Guinea. Yeah. I'm not gonna make, let's say, 15 to 20 hours over nothing but water. Then I'll be yawning because of the flying. There's no much VFR navigation because there is no visual reference. So it's basically going to altitude, setting a course, and wait. That's not fun. I'm thirsty. That's why I am. Clouds are dark. Temps are just about zero. So no ice accumulation. That's good. That's fine. I'm seeing I'm getting pushed to the right now. .193 as I'm being pushed to the right. I'm gonna steer 190. What I'm also going to do is put up the same frequency on this one. Again, just for reference, because that gives me an arrow that always points instead of a directional needle. and it gives me one instrument to follow. In this case, you can always also set the autopilot to nav, so that it will follow this radial. You can also set the autopilot to the nav 2, but I understand from the manual that the nav 2 setting not only looks at this one but also at HSI, and I don't understand why. So I can try to understand that, or I can just tune it to nav 1 and then use the autopilot on it instead of making my life difficult. Here's the river again, and again you can see as far as it goes. Wind, 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 all the way here under the clouds at the horizon. You can follow a river. You can't say that for built-up stuff. Buildings all look the same. You can't identify a town compared to another town unless a very distinct landmark is present. And with distinct I mean light colored. Think Sydney Opera House. Don't think Eiffel Tower. If the sky is grey like this and the roofs are dark without snow, then the Eiffel Tower will not register on your vision until when you're almost on top of it. In the Netherlands you have great churches in big towns like the Dom in Utrecht, which is a large church. You won't see it because the church is made of dark brown stone, as same as all the buildings around it. So whether you look at it like this or this or this, depending on distance, you will only probably see it when it's on this, when you're almost on top of it. So you can't navigate on it. Navigation is for far away. There's a town in the Netherlands called Nijkerk, and in the center of Nijkerk stands a very large silo for a cattle feed production facility, and that silo is light grey, almost white, compared to the dark buildings around it. Dark stone, brown stone, red brown. When the sun's out, when flying over the Netherlands, I'm pretty sure you can see it from almost 100 kilometers away. It's that bright. So that means that when I'm flying, well, let's say the south of Utrecht, and looking towards the northeast, then I can easily spot it and fly towards it for like 20-25 minutes. Easy peasy navigation stuff. And we'll need it because this sucks. We are getting into yucky weather. And so I hope that Gatembo is still on the table when we reach Narita. When we reach Narita, we have to go west to find a somewhat of a snake-shaped lake at the base of a river, and then follow the canyon towards another lake, then turn 90 degrees to the left to find Fuji Speedway, and then another 90 degrees to the right we'll find Gatembo Airport, which is at the foot of Mount Fuji. So that's another point. When we have Mount Fuji almost completely to the west of us, that's where Gatembo should be. But that's for later, because looking at that direction, which is about there, doesn't look very inviting for this sad scenario. So we'll see. So far every leg on this trip the devil's been in the tail. I'm gonna do, we're on the nav anyway, so I'm gonna turn this to 282, 280, because that will be our heading when we go out. We are over Tokyo now. Huge and huge city. Looking all around, there's no limit. There's the limit on the city. On the left, there's basically no limit. The city goes on forever. And here up front, it's effing huge. Normally, you know what I'm used to is a city center. Photogrammetry isn't the best though, it looks like it's been hit by an earthquake. Yeah, this kinda sucks. You know, when a large city, normally downtown is where the city center is, where all the big rise buildings are. This is like, okay, there's a downtown everywhere. Okay, I'm gonna go past these clouds. Out there is Narita, right in front of us, in the bay. That's Tokyo Bay. The photogrammetry is moi moi. A lot of buildings look like they've been just hit by an earthquake. That's a pity. I find in the sim that photogrammetry is a bit of hit or miss. Either looks amazing, very real life and detailed, and sometimes it just looks like someone shook up the whole city. Oh my. This visibility is not what I expected. Okay. Autopilot off. Oh, this is fun. Because why not? Make a cloverleaf train of the highway in the water. So I'm turning towards 182, 28, sorry. Yeah, right, sorry, 28. Visibility seems to be getting slightly better. Out there's Narita, you can just see the airport across the wing. Less than 20 gallons left, should be fine. Seems like it was destroyed by an earthquake or something. Like it was bombed. You know, there's all the movie reels from the bombed out German cities. This is what it looks like to me. Not the greatest photogrammetry. river to follow, but I went right too soon, so this might not be it. I'm gonna keep this course because I think it's this little shimmer over here. Should have gone over the airport and then turned in. There's two rivers running here from the east to the west. This is one of them. So this is the northern one. I should have the southern one. So I'm gonna ignore this one. Try to follow this one. If I find a kind of a snake-shaped lake at the foot of the river, where it heads into the hills, then I'm good. If not, then I have to take a peek at the little nav map. Guessed correct. Runs a river. This is the southern river. You can see it shimmering here and here. So if it runs like this, then my lake should be somewhere around here. Brighter, because then we will see Mount Fuji already. Pretty sure of that. Difficult because I'm pretty sure I'll have to climb. Ground is already rising. Here's my river though. My lake. This one, this S-shaped broadened thing. That's my waypoint. Right. Good show. Now my general heading from that lake should be around 260. So I'm not going that way. this way. Or even this way. I guess I'll have to climb that. If I look at that, I don't think I can go down that thing. What we're gonna try, we can always just climb out straight. So first heading around 260. Confident / cocky, which, well, in the previous flights got me into trouble. So oh, why hell not? What's the worst that can happen, right? Japanese air traffic control would have something to say about this. Ooh, power lines over here. Okay. We follow it through until we find a, let's say, a kidney-shaped lake. From there we go 90 degrees left to find the Fuji circuit. One's home also to Formula 1. And then we go right 90 degrees again to find Gatembo Airport, our destination for today. Temps just above 0. No icing visible. This is becoming a bit of a pickle. Unless I can turn out of it there. This gets me all warm inside. Low clouds and high hills / mountains. Climb settings. And this is way off course as well. So I'm in the wrong canyon too. Temperature dropping below. Sucky weather, sucky weather, sucky weather. Yeah, and this hurts because now I don't have a clue where I am. This looks like a lake though. It's the wrong shape. This isn't kidney shaped, and there's no... My lake doesn't have any bits of land in it. Unless it gets better, I'm going back to Tokyo. Lake. That's a lake. And this is the other side of it then. Now I'm peeking. Little nav map. Yes, this is my lake. So in that canyon over there, behind this ridge, this is where I should have been. Low fuel. Okay, foregoing the lake, this is my lake. Rising turn, just a normal turn. Heading south, because then this here should be the Fuji racetrack, and right in front of me should be Mount Fuji, which is, well, the top of it. Is in the clouds, so that's a bit of disappointment. Pauses to post a screenshot at the A2A Discord. Now, coming from this side, I've already, normally I would have come from that way, and I would have made a right hand turn 90 degrees. Racetrack with a nice big dimple in here. Okay. So straight ahead should be Gatembo Airport. Let's keep a strong lookout for that one. I think this is it. Some lakes in front of it, I know that from the map. Is this it? No, it looks like a street. Slowing down a bit. Throttles to 50. Oh yeah, this is it. Ooh, this is small. Okay. Yeah, this is it. Okay, orientation, lakes, forest. There's a clearing, so I'm gonna... Should I take that one? What's the code again? RJGO. Great preparation though. Runway 02. Okay, so come over the forest. Forest is easy. Full mixtures. Landing lights. Bumps. Gear down. That'll slow me down anyway. And I'll figure it out from here. Flaps immediately to 20. Let's go 30. There we are. Pitch full fine. On the props. And just pull us in. Hopefully tomorrow, or whenever we continue, the views will be better so you'll actually see Mount Fuji. That'd be nice. Throttle off. Hold her off, 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 hold her off. There we go. Oh, need some brakes now. Good brakes. Shorter than expected. Landing lights off, strobes off. Flaps are up. Transponder off. Stereo beast. Bottom. Throttles idle. Kill left. Kill right. Engines off. Off, pitot heats off, external lights off, beacon light off, cabin light off, cabin heat and fan off, systems off, alternator off, nav light off, battery off. We are in Gatembo. And that over there is Mount Fuji. Looking at our aircraft, it's getting dirtier. Don't really care. Let's let it build up. Let's see how the AccuSim stuff picks it up. my screenshot. Finishing the paperwork for the virtual airline. And we are set. Now, let's see. How did we do? This went according to plan. This went according to plan. Yeah, we followed it admirably. Went a bit around this stuff, but go over to the built up area again here, the town. No clue how it's called because I don't read Japanese. Over the area over here. Then we got to the radio station. Then we followed all the way south over Tokyo to Narita, but we went off before. And yeah, indeed, this is river number 1 and this is river number 2. So we followed it here over the lake, and here where it got dicey. I thought I had to go here, but I had instead had to go on. But visibility was gnarly, so then I would have made it to the lake, but instead we got the lake here. We saw this one, but that doesn't make the shape of this one. And when I saw it, I thought like, okay, then we go here, Mount Fuji Speedway, and then we went straight in, saw the airport, made an approach, and landed. Good. This was our flight to the south, and we're now basically in the middle of Japan. And looking at that total of a trip. Quite the trip already. Coming all the way from here, from Whitehorse, Anchorage, no, McCarthy over here, Anchorage, King Salmon, Unalaska, Adak, Shemiya, Yelisovo, Memometsu, Hakodate, Sendai, and now here. At Gatembo. Very cool. So, next flight's gonna be somewhere over here. I'm guessing Kobe, which is here. Yeah. And then from Kobe over here, that's towards Hiroshima, Hofu, and then on the way south again, I guess towards Kanoya or Kagoshima, before going over to Okinawa and then Taiwan. That's the idea, but that's for another day, for another flight. Thank you for joining again, and what's the temp here? Yeah, we're getting out of winter. You can hear the birds. Birds are fine. Birds are happy. Yeah, cool. Thanks for joining, and see you on the next flight. Cheers.